and this is your channel Inglesparatuvida. Today I have a very special class for you, but before we start I'd like to invite you to subscribe to Inglesparatuvida. Share this video with all the people who want to learn English. Let's get started. So, a question that I have seen frequently in the part of the comments is this one. What's the difference between the modals can, could, should, may, might, etc. and what are they for? So let's discover that. First of all, I've divided this chart into ability, permission, advice, obligation and possibility. In the part of ability we have can and could. For example, I can speak English. That's in the present tense. But in the past, I'm going to use could, right? I could speak Japanese when I was 15 years old. Later on, we're going to see more examples. When we talk about permission, we are going to use the modal verbs can, could, and may. For example, could I open the window? Can I open the door? May I offer you a glass of water, for example? When we talk about advice, we are going to use the modal should, right? For example, you should rest. There's an evidence that you have a problem, so I'm going to give you my advice, my own suggestion, using should. I think you should go to the dentist. I think you should go to the doctor. I think you should go to Italy if you want to have fun. So I'm giving an advice because there's a previous problem or a previous circumstance that I want to express my opinion, giving a possible solution using should. We have obligation, and here you can see must and have. We are going to see the difference in a minute. So here I have I must study for the exam, right? In the case of the possibility, we have might, may, could, and can. Have a look at the example. It may rain tomorrow. There's certain possibility. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a 70% possibility that it may happen. It may rain tomorrow. And might, may, could, and can are going to be checked in a minute. Let's see. Alright, so at the beginning of the video we were talking about the differences between can and could. We said that can is an ability that we have in the present. For example, I can speak English, but if I use could, we refer to an ability in the past. I could speak Japanese when I was 10 years old. Let's see, are there more differences between can and could? Yes. For example, in the case of ability, I can play chess now, at the moment, present time. But if I say I could play chess when I was 10, I'm talking about abilities that I had when I was younger, when I was 10 years old, right? Ability in the present, ability in the past. We also use can and could to talk about possibility. Alcohol can cause a disease. That's a possibility, that's a non-scientific fact, alright? So I use can, possibility, in the present. If I talk about possibility in the past, I'm going to use could. A lot of crime could be prevented, right? In the case of permission, I'm going to use can. Can I use your pen? Alright? But if I want to be more polite, I can say, could I use your pen? And I'm using the same question, the same example, right? If I'm talking about request, I can say, can you make me coffee? But if I want to sound more polite, I can say, could you lend me your book? Could you make me coffee? I want to sound more polite, so in the case of permission and request, and I'm going to use could in both cases. When I talk about offer or help, I can say, can I help you? But when I want to make a suggestion, I can say, I could help you with English, right? This is a suggestion. Excellent. So here you have the differences between these two modal verbs, can and could. Let's continue with the next part. Now, let's have a look at the differences between must and have to. They express obligations. So, what's the difference? Let's see. In the case of must, the speaker thinks it's necessary. Personal opinion, right? Written rules or instructions. For example, when you are on a plane, you can say or you can hear that the pilot says, fasten your seatbelt, right? Okay, so these are instructions, written or spoken. Alright, let's go to the part of the speaker thinks it's necessary, right? So it's a personal opinion. We have, I must book a hotel for my trip next week. It's a personal opinion, a personal decision. I must go to bed earlier. It's a purpose that I have. You must answer all the questions. Perhaps I can see this on a test, on exam. If I talk about have to, another person thinks it's necessary. External obligation facts and not opinions. For example, we have to wear a uniform at work. So, who decided that? Did I decide that I have to wear a uniform, that I wear a uniform? No. Somebody else did. Another person decided that in this school, in this company, we are going to wear a uniform. Alright? I have to arrive at work at 8 sharp. Is it my decision? Not really. This is the rule of the company, so I have to arrive at 8 o'clock, right? In Britain, you have to drive on the left. That's a rule that this country has, right? I didn't make the rule, so it's not my decision again. Excellent. Let's continue with more examples. Now, let's talk about the differences between may and might. May and might can be interchanged. They mostly mean the same. So what's the difference? May is 70% sure. You have a chance of 70%. Perhaps there's more evidence. In the case of might, you have a 40% chance that something is going to happen, right? Have a look. In the case of possibility, we are going to use might. It might rain later, so take an umbrella. We can also use may, but as you can see, it depends on the possibilities that we have. Give permission. Have a look at the example. You may have another cookie if you like. When we ask for permission, we can use may I? May I borrow your pen, please? To express wishes, we can use may. May the new year bring you happiness. By the way, may the new year bring you happiness to all of you. And when we talk about speculation, when you speculate about past actions, we can say she's late, she may have missed the plane, alright? So here I have some evidence. Perhaps I know the time that the flight is going to take off. So I have like 70% chance. I'm almost sure that she's going to miss the plane. In that case, I use may, alright? So, this is all about modals with examples. I'd like you to thank for all your attention, for all your comments. I'm very moved channel Inglés para tu Vida is growing a lot in these days, and I'm very happy. So if you want some extra practice on this topic, if you want to contact me directly to check and supervise you when using these modals with real examples, don't forget to subscribe and write a message in the part of the comments with your name and your info or your data, perhaps your name, your telephone number, and I'm going to add you to my personal phone to give you private assessment on this topic. Thank you so much for your attention. Don't forget to subscribe to your channel Inglés para tu Vida. Share this video with all the people who want to learn English and put in practice the class of today. Have a beautiful day. Bye!